Well, we wake up here in Miami, Oklahoma, in the Ottawa Council House, and we got lucky enough to talk to and meet Chief Cook. Now, Chief Cook, I had a few questions for you, if you didn't mind. Can I ask them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your name?
My name is Chief Ethel E. Cook.
And what is your homeland, or where are you from?
I was born right here and raised in Ottawa County in Miami, Oklahoma.
And what nation do you represent?
I represent the Ottawa Nation of Oklahoma.
Okay. And these questions are optional now, Chief Cook. What has been your favorite accomplishment in life?
I'd have to say in my life, whether it be the tribal life or before I became involved in tribe, I'd have to say my 3 children is the most miraculous thing I think I ever attributed to the world around me.
Okay. And what has been the greatest moment of your life?
I think the greatest moment has been really when I was elected chief for the Ottawa tribe.
Rhonda 1537, Rhonda 1537.
And I meant to tell you, we do these interviews wherever they end up being, so no problem.
Okay.
That was Rhonda. You missed her. We'll meet her later.
Yeah.
What has
It
been
was when I was elected chief.
And how many years ago was that?
I have been chief for going on 6 years now, and I was second chief for 4 years, and I am the first female second chief or chief of the Ottawa tribe in history.
Wow.
So I can remember the moment when the election numbers were announced, and my one aunt, who worked here forever, she was our tribal enrollment person, you could just see her beam that a king, because my maiden name was King, had made it to be a second chief at that time. Unfortunately, she wasn't with us to see me become chief. But yeah, it's just great to be the chief and to represent the King family of the tribe. There's only 4 families that make up this tribe, pretty much. If you're not it's Kings and the Dawes and the Poolers and the Moores. And no matter what, you're going to trace yourself back. You'll be kin to one of those families. So.
Now, this is optional. What has been the worst moment of your life?
Worst moment. That's tough. I think just losing our elders and our family members is tough because there's so much history there, and that we lose all that heritage. I know we have a university in Ottawa, Kansas. It's called the Ottawa University, and our students are allowed to go free tuition, free room and board. They have to pay for their books. And their student body comes down, their Native American student body comes down every year to the powwow, and they film it and they interview our elders. And it just excites me because they always give us a copy for Rhonda's library to keep, and so we're not losing some of that history. We're trying to capture some of it that'll be here with us forever. So I think that's the saddest. That's probably the worst part, I think, in just losing our elders and the knowledge and the stories and the history that they have.
Now, this is a little unfair because I'm going to throw in an extra question here. As you tell me that you haven't always grown up being on the reservation Indian.
Yeah.
So I guess the double question is, you're what I would call a newfound Indian, and how do you feel about being Native American?
Well, I have always felt proud being Native. I mean, just because we weren't active in our tribe, we still was very aware we were Native, was never ashamed of it. In fact, my father is the one that's the Native, but my mom knew more about our Ottawa history than my dad did even. And she was always very good about keeping that knowledge to us and reminding us of it. So even though I haven't been active or hadn't maybe lived right here in Miami after we graduated and got married, we lived other places until we moved back home. But we were still very aware we're Native American. So I never really had that feeling that I wasn't Native.
Wow, this has been incredible. And the fact that you went, you didn't practice full time and you have now become chief, acting chief, and you stayed here as chief. It isn't like you're in for, one session or whatever. That's incredible.
Yep. I've enjoyed it. We've tried, and it's like I said, we're a family with our staff and Rhonda, and she's helped me a lot. Her family on teaching her niece teaches a lot of our language, and I tried to learn our language, but it's one of those things that it's very nice if you start out very young.
Yes,
and learn
exactly.
It's very hard to learn as an adult. So, yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know if it was just always my destiny to come back and do this. I'm not sure, but I've been very privileged and honored to be able to do it.
Well, Chief Cook, it has been an incredible honor. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.